with my mother and father.
Okay.
They were very busy in the store. My dad wasn't well. He had his poor circulation in his legs. And he and my mother took care of the store. My mother was up in the store at 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock at night, and she closed the store because my dad couldn't be on the street more than 2 hours or so for the day. And Aunt Anna, when her husband, Uncle Jack, passed away, Uncle Jack is who Cindy was named after. The first name, Cindy, I don't remember who. I think she was my grandmother, Cindy. And Joyce was for Uncle Jack, Aunt Anna's husband. And Aunt Anna moved in with my mother and father when her husband, Uncle Jack, died.
Were you married? Are you married already?
Huh?
Were you married already then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because when she moved in, Aunt Anna moved in with us. She always lived with my mother and father. And way back when Uncle Jack died, which was many, many years before, she lived with my mother and father. And she had the small bedroom. And then when Daddy and I got married, we lived there also because Daddy was getting ready to get called into the Army, and that's when he took his, what did they call it when they mailed it out to them? Their
Draft notice?
draft notice.
Yeah.
He ran down, took his draft notice, and ran down to the Navy board.
Yeah.
And he joined the Navy and threw away his draft notice from the Army. So anyway, it was our mother and father in one room, Daddy and I in another room, and Aunt Anna had this small room. And then when Cindy was born, after Daddy and I got married, we moved into my mother and father's home because we knew Daddy was getting ready to be drafted and couldn't see any sense in getting an apartment or buying a house if he wasn't going to be with us there. So anyway, go back to Aunt Anna. Aunt Anna stayed in the middle room. My mom and Dad stayed in the front room, and Daddy and I stayed in the smaller room. And then when Cindy was born, we had the crib in the smaller room, but then Aunt Anna changed rooms with us. So we had the little larger room, and Aunt Anna had the small room with Cindy. But she was a big help to my mom and Dad because Mom was so busy in the store, taking care of the store, while my dad was up in the bed. And Aunt Ann made all the meals for us. She took care of that. And she was just a big help. So back in those days, the families lived together. You didn't hear of single people living alone in an apartment or widows living alone. The widows always went with the families.
Okay.